get into it because I'm talking so much here. Whoop. Okay.
Kristen, where is that wireframing PDF on my canvas?
It'll be in Canvas. It's under Lecture Wireframing. So under 3.2, Lecture Wireframing.
All right.
Got it? Got it?
Yes.
Okay. Pardon me, goodness. Now that we've gone through the process of creating sketches for our site, we could begin the next step in the web design process. We now create wireframes of the site to better define the website hierarchy, page organization, interactive elements, and structural elements. So now we're getting into refinement. So what is wireframing? Wireframing is a way to design a website at the structural level. So we're looking at a website, but we're looking almost like through an X-ray machine. A wireframe is commonly used to lay out content and functionality on a page, which takes into account the user's needs. During the wireframing stage, you flesh out the interactive elements and how they behave. So you start thinking, okay, this is going to be a button, and maybe this turns to purple when I hover over it. When I say hover, this is what a hover is. See this little arrow here? When I hover, it turns blue, okay? Wireframes are simple grayscale, black and white, or monochromatic layouts that display the specific sizes and placement of page elements, site features, etc., and navigation for your web product. So team, let me introduce you to a wireframe. This is a wireframe. So you can obviously see this is a straight up website, but there's no pictures, there's no color. I'm literally just looking like at an X-ray of a website. So I can see that there's a leaderboard ad here. I can see there's a logo here. This is our navigation. The text is already in there. So we're not working like from our sketches where we just have lines and boxes. We do have boxes, but we represent them with either an X, or there's another image in here that's generally represented for an image, or sometimes it just says product shop. I personally prefer some sort of visual to represent that. We'll get into that after. So this type of thing, you know, that mountain, and sometimes there's a little sunshine here. That means, oh, those are all pictures. Oh, there's your logo. There's the nav, a big picture in the background, headline text, subtext, image, etc. As designer, hash out the details of a site's architecture, functionality, and content prior to actually starting a high fidelity mockup, which is your comps. That's where we add our pretty colors and all that jazz. A wireframe lets people focus on what's important at this step, what goes on each page, where on the page it goes, and why exactly it goes there. So I'm going to think that would be, say, for instance, if we put our navigation in some weird hidden spot, and then you send it out for testing and people can't find it. If no one can find it, that's where things need to be changed. It's a lot quicker and easier to do it at this stage than it is to do it at the next phase of things. Benefits of wireframe. So it's excellent for creating layouts, planning functionality, and organizing the information of your website. Whoopsies. Allows you to explore numerous positioning, functional options, and how elements work together on each page. Helps ensure that functionality is explored prior to time-consuming pixel perfection is done. Helps you ensure the layouts, functionality, and other elements are signed off or on before moving on to time-consuming. And oh, did I just read that twice? Oh my goodness, my brain! I'm listening to my husband talking loudly. It's a big time saver because if you are really kind of like a designer, when you get into working with our colors and our images and all of that, you get hung up on exactly how those should look together, versus at this stage of the game, you're really thinking more on the user end of things and getting things nailed down perfectly first. So wireframing solves structural details before the comping process begins. Colors, fonts, and stylistic treatments of logos and other graphical elements can invoke emotional responses. Like, I hate that pink, I love that blue, what's wrong with the logo, etc. Like buying a house with the big, like we talked about at the beginning, a big colored wall that you absolutely hate, you're just going to want to get the hell out of that place. which distracts from the task of determining the best information design for the page. I'm just going to pause this for a moment. I'm just going to close my door. Sorry, folks. The joys of being at home. Common responsive web sizes. So this is something we will be getting into. While responsive website sizes is a moving target depending on new and popular devices, below are a few popular website widths based on Bootstrap framework. Bootstrap is just a form of like building a website. So we've got desktop, which is generally 1200 pixels wide. We have tablet, which is 970 wide, and mobile, which is 360 wide. Again, each phone will vary ever so slightly, but these are kind of your safety sizes. Choosing a wireframing tool. So this is going to get into a few different tools just for kind of your own personal information. Thanks, Danny. There are many, whoopsies. So there are many apps, oh my goodness. There are many apps available for designers to use for wireframing. Below are a few popular options used today. So we have Sketch, we have Figma, and we have Adobe XD. Sketch and Figma, I believe Figma is free. I think Sketch is free up to an extent. XD obviously comes with your suite. Because it comes with your suite, and I just want to make sure we're all on the same platform, we are just strictly going to use XD. But the other two are big leaders in the industry as well. So Sketch is the current industry standard for UI software. So user interface, that's where we have our colors and our prototyping. Well, it does cost around $100, which is a one-time fee. It's not like an Adobe product. The value and flexibility of Sketch offers is unparalleled. Sketch allows for easy integration into InVision, which is a prototyping software. Again, we do not need to worry about this right now. The interface does take a bit of time to get used to, but the advantages over Photoshop and Illustrator become apparent fairly quick. A lot of this stuff is perhaps maybe a little bit dated. As anyone guesses in the technology industry, things move and shake so fast, and Adobe XD is growing. Adobe XD is one of the main ones because it's so well integrated now. Previously, it wasn't. Sketch was probably the leader in one of those softwares. When you open Sketch, you get a starting screen to help you choose what type of project you'd like to work on. And that's kind of what the interface looks like. Adobe describes XD as an all-in-one UX UI solution for designing websites and mobile apps. Its integration with Adobe Creative Cloud Suite is obviously very handy. And it has some features that Sketch and other online-based tools don't have, such as the in-app prototyping. So the other programs, you do all your visual aspects, and when we have things prototyped, we have to go into another program. The beautiful feature in XD is you don't have to jump around to another program. Everything's integrated into one, which is personally why I actually really like it. So when you open XD, you get a starting screen to help you choose what type of project. So these two are mostly where you probably will be working. And then obviously for our project, we're just going to be using our mobile sizes. And that's essentially what it looks like. So this is where our prototype tab is. We have a design tab, we have a share tab. Again, we'll get into that next week. So Figma is an up and coming. It's moving real fast. It's doing very good. Figma offers strong collaboration features. It uses Slack for team communication. I'm not sure if anybody knows Slack. Slack is right here. Kind of like Discord, more business though. You can design, prototype, and test all in one app as well. And a huge benefit is that there is a desktop app and there's also a web version. Slack sucks. Hey! I really like Slack personally, maybe because I'm an old lady, an old business lady, so I have a tough time with Discord. And that's just the interface for Figma. So with many more tools and kits available, it's ideal to stick with industry standards as you may need to share your files. UI is a natural option for graphic designers looking to merge into visual web design. So when we do get into wireframing and prototyping, you can, yes, technically, jump around, there's some resources. You can technically create these in any program you want. You can do InDesign, Photoshop, Illustrator, but we're here to learn about XD, and it is so incredible, the features and what you can do to make your job quicker and smoother and better is hands down the best. It'll save you later. So that's where we are going to be for our wireframe, which is the next phase of things. Any questions? I feel very scattered today. I'm sorry.